Hi yogis. Sometimes what we need is a great and quick stretch for our spine and for our body to help us feel energized to carry on with the rest of our day. So that's exactly what this class is about. I hope that you enjoy it, and if you haven't subscribed already, you can press that red button to do so, or just leave a comment in below and let me know what you think at the end of the class. Let's get to it. Let's just begin by taking a comfortable seat, making sure that you're feeling nice and grounded in whatever position you decide to take. And then close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nostrils and a sigh out of your mouth, feeling your muscles relax, feeling your body soften. Take 2 more breaths like that. And then just let the breath flow in and out through your nostrils. And as you sit here and breathe in, imagine that there's a string at the top of your head, extending your spine up longer and taller. It's pulling you upwards through the top of your head. And so you're getting a lengthening sensation through the spine. And as you exhale, imagine that your shoulders and the space around your neck is softening. So inhale to lengthen up. And exhale to soften those shoulders and release around the neck and the sides of the body. Just take 3 more breaths here and see if you can release any other tension you might be feeling in your physical body or your mind. Good, and when you're ready, after that final exhale, sweep your arms up as you breathe in and make sure that you stretch your fingers out and reach your arms as far and as high as you can as you breathe in. And again, keep that length reaching up through the top of your head. And as you exhale, maintain that length and just let your arms lower back down. 2 more breaths like that. One more breath like that. And this time as you exhale, can you just squeeze the muscles of your belly in a little bit closer, just so as to push all of the air out of your lungs. That's it. From here we're going to sweep the arms up, and then I'd like you to twist to your left. So bring your right hand to your left knee, your left hand behind you. And just do your best to turn your head towards that left shoulder so that you're getting a neck stretch in as well. And take 3 deep breaths. Release around the abdomen. And again, think of lengthening up through the top of the head as you breathe in. After that 3rd exhale, come back to center, sweep both arms up. Lengthening up through the spine, and exhale, turning to the other side. Turning your head towards the right shoulder this time to get a stretch in with the neck. Try and twist a little deeper for this last breath. See how that feels? Good. Come back to center. We're going to stretch the sides of our body now. Sweep the arms up again, lengthening as you do. And this time bring your left hand onto the floor. If you can, bring your elbow down onto the floor and reach over with your right arm. Good. Take 3 breaths here and breathe into the right side of your body. And imagine that you're creating a bit of space between each rib as you inhale, and that you're stretching the muscles on the side of your body as you exhale. Press into your bottom hand and lift yourself up. And exhale over to the other side. Just notice, does this side feel tighter or more relaxed? And can you adjust your body's position according to what you need? Breathe in to expand the space between the ribs, and exhale to reach and extend the muscles in the side body. Nice. Then sweep both arms up. And from here, draw the hands down through to your heart center. Relax your shoulders as you do so. Take your hands on your knees, and as you breathe in, just stretch your belly and your chest forward. And as you exhale, just drop your back behind you, let your shoulders relax and your chin tuck in. 2 more like that. Breathing in, it's a seated cat-cow, and breathing out, stretching into the spine. Nice. Come back to a neutral position from here. Sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, drop your torso, your chest and your trunk towards that left knee, but keep that right hip grounded. And circle your body forward nice and slow. Take your time here. And when you get to that right knee, lift yourself back up. And just draw another rotation like that, same direction, exhaling down. Slowly moving forward and then lifting up on the other side, and then do 1 more. And then just change sides. So rotating the other way. Keeping the hips grounded, gently stretching into the back. Very nice. Make your way back to center. From here, bring your feet together and start by bringing them out a little further away from your hips. So you're creating more of a widened diamond shape. Then take a hold of your feet and grab around your big toes and just turn the bottom of your foot to face the ceiling. When you do this, your knees drop and there's a little bit more space created around the hip. Take your time to breathe in and lengthen up through the spine. Make sure your spine is nice and tall. And as you exhale, try to get your lower belly to touch the ground. So really dropping down at the lower belly rather than curling the spine down. Once you feel a nice stretch in your back, hold there and take 3 breaths. Nice. Press into your feet, slowly lift yourself up. And from here, take your left foot over towards the right side of your mat in a nice line with your right hip. Then take your right foot on top of your left knee. See how that feels? You might need to lean back a little bit, and that's okay. We're looking for a stretch in the outside of that right leg. If this feels really intense for you, you might want to sit up onto a brick, come up a little bit higher, and that should be a little bit easier because the hips drop down. Depending on where you come, we're just going to take a deep breath in and just do your best to lean forward until you feel a stretch in that leg. Once you feel that stretch, hold there and take 3 deeper breaths. So this time direct your attention and your awareness down to where you feel the stretch and imagine that you're breathing into it. And as you exhale, try to soften it using your mind. So just imagine that your mind is allowing those muscles to release. Then press into your hands and slowly lift yourself up and just change sides. So this time you're bringing your right foot in alignment with your left hip and then taking your left foot on top of your right knee. And it might look different on each side. And it usually does because we're dominant with one foot or the other, one leg or the other. So just accept that it will look and feel different. Take a big breath in, lengthen up through your spine. And as you exhale, just slowly tilt yourself forward until you find a stretch and take 3 breaths. Breathing down into the muscles and softening them with your mind. Gently press into your hands and lift yourself up. And from here, you can move those bricks out of the way, come onto your hands and your knees, and come into a tabletop position. And to neutralize that spine and get it to feel a little bit more balanced, we're going to do 3 cat-cows here. So kick your feet into the floor, grip your hands down into your mat, and gently start by lowering the hips down, opening your belly up and reaching it to the floor as you reach your chest forward. Breathe in. As you exhale, tuck your toes under and press the floor away from you. And inhale, flatten the feet out, drop the belly down, breathe in. And exhale, tuck the toes, press away, and then do one more round like this. Good, come back to a neutral position after that last exhale and turn your fingers to point back towards your knees. And from here, just gently bounce your hips back towards your heels until you find a stretch in your forearms. Take 3 deep breaths here. Make sure that you don't feel too much of a strain. And if you do, just move your shoulders a little bit more forward. Good, and then gently turn your hands to point forward again. And from here we're going to bring our knees together, come into a bit of a deeper stretch for the arches of the feet and for the calves. Bring the feet together, tuck the toes under, and gently sink your hips back towards your heels. And just find a position that feels comfortable for you. So if your ankles start to move away from one another, and when you bring them together it feels quite intense, you might want to back off a little bit. We want to keep those ankles together, keep our feet nice and balanced here. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Good, and after that 3rd exhale, gently rock your body forward, flatten your feet out on the floor, and bring your hips back towards your heels. If you do running or if you climb stairs, you're going to feel this one quite a bit. We're just going to lift the knees up gently and stretch into the tops of the feet. Take 3 breaths. Bring yourself forward, come onto your hands and your knees, and from here just step yourself back into a plank and take 3 breaths. Do your best to engage your thighs here and to press your heels back behind you. And at the same time, if you can, try and lift the space between your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Good, and from here, bend your knees, come back into your downward facing dog, and just start to pedal your knees out left to right. And then on your next inhale, I want you to lift your heels and your hips up as tall as you can. So coming up onto the tiptoes. And as you exhale, we're going to ground the heels down, send the hips back, and draw our belly inwards towards our spine. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, lifting up, breathing in, and as you exhale, ground those heels down and really use your belly's abdominal muscles to draw back towards the spine. Send those hips back. 1 more breath like that. Good, and when you're ready, you can gently rock yourself forward and come into a plank again. And from here, we're going to step our left foot to our left wrist, our right foot to our right wrist, and come into a yogi squat so that we're opening up the insides of our hips. Just take your elbows onto the insides of your knees, gently press your legs inwards and your arms outwards. And if you can, bring your hands through to your heart center. Just bow your chin down. Adjust in this pose according to what your body needs right now. And take 3 breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to come into one of our final stretches. We're going to bring our hands down onto the floor. And from here, I want you to keep pressing your arm. Let's do our right side first. So press your right arm into your right leg and use that as a fulcrum, as a means of twisting yourself to the left and lifting your left arm up. See if you can look towards your left hand and turn your left palm to face the ceiling. This will roll your left shoulder out of your neck and free up space for your head to turn. Take 3 breaths here. Keep twisting. Come back to a neutral position. Bring your hands together and just change sides. So I'll just repeat the steps in case you missed them last time. We're going to extend our left arm out, and to help us twist, we can use just the turning of our body to look to the right. But it helps if you press your left arm into your left knee and twist that way. Extend your right arm up and take 3 deep breaths. Make sure that right palm is facing the ceiling as well. 1 more breath here. And then bring your hands back through to center. Okay, from here, we're going to come onto our backs. And just start by bringing your feet to the top of your mat, scooting your hips towards your heels, and lying all the way down onto the floor. Bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your chest, and we'll just take a moment to pause, relax, and ground down. Just feel the weight of our body on the mat to soften the muscles of our face and our shoulders and our hips. Just take 3 breaths like this. Cool. When you're ready, take your hands up to your heels. And if you'd like, you can change this bridge pose up a little bit by gripping your wrists around your ankles, like so. And we're going to lift up into a bridge pose. And when you're holding onto your ankles, it kind of requires you to squeeze your shoulder blades and your shoulders underneath you and to lift up that way. So when you're ready, just plant your feet down into the floor, press your elbows into the ground, and gently start by lifting your hips up and breathing into your belly, squeezing your glutes, coming up into your bridge pose. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. As you inhale, press your belly upwards, your hip upwards, and feel the stretch in the hip flexors and your thighs. And as you exhale, draw your belly inwards, up against your spine. This protects your lower back. Just take 2 more breaths like this. After that last exhale, take a big breath in, release your feet, and as you exhale, roll your spine down onto the floor and draw your belly inwards towards your spine as you do this. Once you're down, you can bring your knees onto your chest, give them a squeeze, and then take a hold of the outsides of your feet, making sure that your arms are on the insides of your knees, coming into happy baby. And take whatever variation of this you'd like, and just take 3 breaths here. Start to soften into your body. When you're ready, bring your feet together and slide your hands onto your knees and just gently roll your knees out to loosen into the hips. Circle the other way. And then gently bring your feet flat on the floor and come into your Savasana position. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Make yourself comfortable. Make sure that your arms and your legs can relax. Try to soften the muscles of your face, all the muscles around your eyes, your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw. And let's take 1 cleansing breath to begin with. Breathing in through the nostrils, exhaling out through the mouth. Just take 5 more rounds of breath here. When you're ready, you can either stay here or begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes, circle up into your wrists and your ankles, and then gently roll over onto your side and make your way to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. And just ground down into the floor, and let's take 3 breaths together to close the class. Taking a big breath into the belly, into the chest. Slow breath out. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the class, and if you did, it would really help for you to subscribe to the channel or leave a comment below. I hope to see you again. Have a great day. Namaste.